continuing with our morning program and continuing our reading of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. We're in chapter 13 of Madhya Leela. Mahaprabhu is dancing in the Lord Jagannath's Rath Yatra. So we'll continue on. And there we're just about to describe some of the symptoms that Mahaprabhu was expressing when he was chanting in the Rath Yatra. So yesterday we finished off when Mahaprabhu, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gaur Bhaktivinda Jai Jai Sri Chaitanya Jai Nityananda Jai Advaita Chandra Jai Gaur Bhaktivinda Jai Shri Krishna's Kaviraj Ki Jai, Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Ki Jai. Okay, so yesterday we finished when Mahaprabhu danced and jumped high, 8 wonderful transformations indicative of divine ecstasy were seen in his body. All these symptoms were visible simultaneously. So today we'll start text 102. Manksa Brana Sama Roma Brinda Pulakita Shimulira Vriksha Jena Kantaka Veshtita. Mahaprabhu's skin erupted with goose pimples and the hairs of his body stood on end. His body resembled the shimuli, silk cotton tree, all covered with thorns. Ek dantera kampa dekitela gabai. Lokejane danta sabha kashya padai. Indeed, the people became afraid just to see his teeth chatter, and they even thought that his teeth would fall out. Sarvange prasveda chute taterat dogama jagagaga jagagaga gadgada vachan. Mahaprabhu's whole body flowed with perspiration and at the same time oozed blood. He made the sounds jagagaga, jagagaga in a voice choked with ecstasy. Jalayantra dara jaiche vahe ashrujal ashe pashe loka jata bijila sakala. Tears came forcefully from the eyes of the Lord as if from a syringe, and all the people surrounding him became wet. Deha kanti gora varna dekiya aruna, kabukante deki jena, malika pushpasama. Everyone saw the complexion of his body change from white to pink, so that his luster resembled that of the malika flower. Kabu stamba, kabu prabhu, bhumite lotai, shushkakashta sama parahasta nachalai. Sometimes he appeared stunned and sometimes he rolled on the ground. Indeed, sometimes his legs and hands became as hard as dry wood and he did not move. Kabu bume pare kabu svasa hoya hina jahadeki bhakta ganera prana hoya kshina. When the Lord fell on the ground, sometimes his breathing almost stopped. When the devotees saw this, their lives also became very feeble. Kabu netre nasaya jala mukhe parapena amritera dara chandra bimbe vahejena. Water flowed from his eyes and sometimes through his nostrils, and foam fell from his mouth. These flowings appeared to be torrents of nectar descending from the moon. Say pena loya subanda kailapan. Say pena loya subananda kailapan. Krishna prema rasikate ho mahabhagyavan. The foam which fell from the mouth of Mahaprabhu was taken and drunk by Subhananda because he was very fortunate and expert in relishing the mellow of ecstatic love of Krishna. Okay? Wow. The foam which fell from the mouth of Mahaprabhu was taken and drunk by Subhananda. because he was very fortunate and expert in relishing the mellow of ecstatic love of Krishna. E matatandava nitya koila katakshana bhava visheshe prabhura praveshilaman. After performing his devastating dance for some time, Mahaprabhu's mind entered into a mood of ecstatic love. Tandava nityachari swarupera agyadila, hidaya janiya swarupa gaite lagila. After abandoning the dancing, the Lord ordered Swarup Damodar to sing. Understanding his mind, Swarup Damodar began to sing as follows. Seita parana nata painu, jahalagi madana dahine jurigenu. Now I have gained the Lord of my life, in the absence of whom I was being burned by Cupid and was withering away. Eduya Uchaisware Gaya Damodar Anande Madura Nitya Korina Ishwar. When this refrain was loudly sung by Swarup Damodar, Mahaprabhu again began rhythmically dancing in transcendental bliss. Dire dire Jagannatha Korina Gaman Age Nitya Kore Chalena Sachira Nandan. The car of Lord Jagannath began to move slowly while the son of Mother Shachi went ahead and danced in front. Jagannath netra diya sabe nache gikaya kirtaniya saha prabhu pache pache jai. While dancing and singing, all the devotees in front of Lord Jagannath kept their eyes on him. Mahaprabhu then went to the end of the procession with the Sankirtan performers. Jagannatha Magna Prabhura Nayana Hridoy Sri Hasta Juge Kore Gitera Abhinay. His eyes and mind fully absorbed in Lord Jagannath, Mahaprabhu began to play the drama of the song with his two arms. Gora Jari Pache Chale Shama Hoes Dire Gora Age Chale Shama Chale Dire Dire. When Mahaprabhu was dramatically enacting the song, he would sometimes fall behind in the procession. At such times, Lord Jagannath would come to a standstill. When Mahaprabhu again went forward, Lord Jagannath's car would slowly start again. E matagora shame dohe tela teli sarvate shamere rakhe gora mahabali. Thus, there was a sort of competition between Mahaprabhu and Lord Jagannath in seeing who would lead. But Mahaprabhu was so strong that he made Lord Jagannath wait in his car. Nachite nachite prabhu hoila bhavantar hastatuli shloka pare kare uchashware. While Mahaprabhu was dancing, his ecstasy changed. Raising his two arms, he began to recite the following verse in a loud voice. Okay, so this verse appears in the Pajavali of Srila Rupa Goswami. Excuse my pronunciation. Jakumara hara se eva hi varas ta eva chaitra kshapas te kon milita nalati surabaya praudha kadambanila sachaivasmi tatapi tacha surata vyapara lila vidao reva rodashi vetashi tarutale cheta samutkantate. That very personality who stole away my heart during my youth is now again my master. These are the same moonlit nights of the month of Chaitra. The same fragrance of malati flowers is there, and the same sweet breezes are blowing from the Kadamba forest. In our intimate relationship, I am also the same lover, yet still my mind is not happy here. I am eager to go back to that place on the bank of the Reva under the Vitashi tree. That is my desire. Hey Shloka Mahaprabhu Pare Barabar Swarupa Bina Artha Keha Najane Ihar This verse was recited by Mahaprabhu again and again. But for Swarup Damodar, no one could understand its meaning. E shlokarta purve karyache vyakyan shlokera pavarta kori sankshepi akyan. I have already explained this verse. Now I shall simply describe it in brief. Okay, so back in chapter 1 of Madhya Lila, there's descriptions of that verse. Purvejaiche kurukshetre sabagopigan krishnera dashana paya ananditaman. Formerly, all the gopis of Vrindavan were very pleased when they met with Krishna in the holy place Kurukshetra. Jagannatha deki prabhura se bhava utila, se bhava vishta hoya duya gaoila. Similarly, after seeing Lord Jagannath, Mahaprabhu awoke with the ecstasy of the gopis. Being absorbed in this ecstasy, he asked Swarup Damodar to sing the refrain. Avasheshe Radha Krishna Kare Nivedan, say to me, say Ami, say Nava Sangam. Mahaprabhu spoke thus to Lord Jagannath. You are the same Krishna and I am the same Radharani. We are meeting again in the same way that we met in the beginning of our lives. Tatapi Amaramanna Hare Vrindavan, Vrindavani Udayo Karao Apanacharan. Although we are both the same, my mind is still attracted to Vrindavan Dham. I wish that you will please again appear with your lotus feet in Vrindavan. Ihan lokaranya hati goda ratadvani, tan pushparanya bringa pikanada shuni. Kurukshetra is crowded with people, their elephants and horses, and the rattling of chariots. In Vrindavan, however, there are flower gardens, and the humming of the bees and chirping of the birds can be heard. Ihan Raja Vesha Sange Sabak Kshatriyagan, Tahan Gopa Vesha Sange Murali Vadan. Here at Kurukshetra, you are dressed like a royal prince, accompanied by great warriors. But in Vrindavan, you appear just like an ordinary cowherd boy, accompanied only by your beautiful flute. Vraje tomar sange jay sukha asvadan, jay sukha samudera ihan nahi ekakan. Here there is not even a drop of the ocean of transcendental happiness that I enjoyed with you in Vrindavan. Amalaya punalila karaha Vrindavane, tabe amara manovancha hoita purane. I therefore request you to come to Vrindavan and enjoy pastimes with me. If you do so, my ambition will be fulfilled. Bhagavate ache jaiche radhika vachan, purvetaha sutra maje karyachi vanan. Okay, so Krishnadas Kaviraj is continuing. I've already described in brief Srimati Radharani's statement from Srimad Bhagavatam. Say Bhava Veshe Prabhu Pare Ar Shloka, Say Sabha Shlokera Artha Nahi Bujhe Loka. In that ecstatic mood, Mahaprabhu recited many other verses, but people in general could not understand their meaning. Swarupa Gosai Jane Nakahe Artatar, Sri Rupa Gosai Kaila Se Artha Prachar. The meaning of those verses was known to Swarup Damodar Goswami, but he did not reveal it. However, Sri Rupa Goswami has broadcast the meaning. Swarupa Sange Jara Artha Kore Aswaran, Nityamaje Se Shloka Korena Patan. While dancing, Mahaprabhu again began to recite that verse, which he tasted in the association of Swarup Damodar Goswami. Okay, so there's going to be some more quotes about these verses, which will be from Bhagavatam, etc., about these incredible feelings. But we'll stop there for now. Time is running out, so we'll continue that tomorrow, and we'll read some of Guru Maharaj. Shri Krishna's Kaviraj Ki Jai, Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Ki Jai. Okay, Jai Shri Guru Maharaj, Shri Bhakti Rakshita Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Continuing with Sri Guru and His Grace, and the subheading for today is Guru is not a doll. Okay, so hopefully we all remember what was happening yesterday when we were reading this. Okay, so we're talking about Nityananda Prabhu. Okay, anyway, I'll read the last paragraph. This from yesterday. This is the position of Sri Guru, by whose grace we can get everything. We can get the grace of Krishna, and without whose grace we have no other prospect. So in this way we must have reverence for He who has given us our first connection with Krishna consciousness. So Guru is not a doll. But at the same time, as we offer reverence to Gurudev, we must not conceive that the Guru is a doll, a lifeless figure. Because we are familiar with a particular figure and accept that as our Guru, we should not become misled. The important thing is what he says, his instructions. That is attracting our inner hearts. I am not this body, I am the inquirer. That thing which is satisfying me, drawing the inquirer to the inquired, I must try to locate that thing in him. I must not rely on material calculation. I am not this body. Who am I? The disciple. Am I only this body, this figure, this color, this caste? Or am I this temperament, this scholarship and intellectualism? No, I am he who has come to seek. Who is the party within me and who is the party in Guru? We must be fully awake to that. What is the inner thing? I have come for that. We must be awake to our own interest. There is the relative principle and the absolute principle. We shall have to eliminate the form, ignore the form. We shall always have to keep the spirit. Otherwise, we become form worshippers, idol worshippers, right? And then that's our own form. You know, we're making an idol of ourselves as well. I think I'm this, I'm that, and I've got all these identifications about who I think I am as this meat bag with all these ideas about reality, you know? But we're completely in ignorance. But we have something inside which is substance, and that is our soul, and that is our inquiring nature about who is going to connect me with that reality. Take me deeper on that. I mean, it's eternal. You know, it's not just like we're just trying to get something and then we're done. This is like we're trying to move into the eternal flow, and it's not like it ends when you get. It's not something you just attain and then you get it and then you're done. It's like this is the beginning of our eternal reality. We have to understand that this is just the start of, and then from there we can, but by the grace of Guru, if we're not coming into connection with someone who can actually connect us and take us on that journey, then we're just still stuck in our own ideas and we're just carrying on with our life. Oh, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I think this, I think that. We want to discard all of it, like stool, all of that, all the stuff that we've got conditioned by society, family, everything. It all has to go because it's all part of the temporary plane, not part of the absolute plane.
You know, it's tricky for us, as disciples, because we are attached to the form of our guru because they're so charming, so beautiful, like, the movements are so graceful but that's why he's also stressing so much, like not to just restrict our conception of guru to this form, this particular personality.
Yeah.
Detect the substance within.
Yeah.
We came for something. What is that? And actually try to hear that, follow that, and serve that. Right?
Yeah.
And
Like
then we're
like
not
Gurmaj.
just like going, that's Guru, and then we can't move anywhere and detect Guru anywhere. If we're like that. But if we concentrate on the substance within and not the form, then we can detect Guru wherever we are.
Yeah, we're going to the land of gurus, right? Not just one particular form. It's like like in this beginning of this book, you know, when Swami Maharaj is saying that the guru appears in unlimited forms. And we have to detect the substance, wherever it's coming. We need to be able to detect the substance of what we're trying to be shown. The Lord is trying to show us, right? The guru is the principle, is the representative of the Lord. He is trying to come and give to us that loving connection. The guru, more than meets the eye. It is said, of course, that the connection with the spiritual master is eternal. Chakshudana dilaje, janme janme prabhu say. But we must not identify our guru with the appearance we perceive with our physical senses. Our inner identification of him will be clarified according to the growth of our vision. When our vision increases and takes shape from material to transcendental, his look will also change accordingly. A man is sometimes known most externally by his uniform, and then by his body, then by his mind, then by his intelligence. As much as our eye will develop to see things rightly, what we are seeing will also change its face. Krishna says, Acharyang mang vijnanayang. Ultimately, it is I who am the Acharya. It is the function of divinity, and in different stages, there may be different forms. Different acharyas may work at the same time. The knowledge, the ideal, is growing from subtle to gross. And the depth of the vision of the eye will disclose the different figures of the different acharyas. It will go in different rasas to the highest position by a gradual process of realization. Otherwise, our knowledge will be based on the material conception. And to force the material conception onto divinity is a crime. It is ignorance. It is erroneous. We have to free ourselves from the snare of identifying reality with the physical form presented to our senses. The eyes deceive us. They cannot give us the proper form or color. The ears cannot give us the proper sound. The concrete reality is beyond the experience of our senses. So then, what is that thing? Because we are in such a low position, we can gradually go there to the inner world only with the help of our guru. But how can we recognize our guru? Sometimes in the winter he wears a particular dress, and in the summer he wears another dress. If we attach so much importance to the external dress, then what should we do? Should we think that the dress is indispensable to the body? The guru may come to us in a particular body. Suppose the guru appears as a young man. When he has become an old man and the young form has grown into another form, how are we to recognize him? How are we to differentiate? Again, in one birth, he may have come in a particular body, and another time he may appear in a different body. The same guru may appear differently at different times. How are we to recognize him? From the external consideration, we must go to the internal. If I am devoid of flesh and blood and I exist only in a subtle body, then I shall also find my guru there in a subtle body. The demigods, Gandharvas, and Siddhas, the perfected beings in the heavenly planets, also have their gurus, but they do not have a material body, nor does their guru have a material body. So by eliminating the external conception, we have to enter into the internal, and that will be all important to a progressive disciple. That does not mean that one should disregard the physical form of our guru, but the real importance is within. We must worship the remnants of the guru, his coat, his boot, his sandal, but that does not mean that his shoe is superior to his body. We must serve his person. In a similar way, if we are eager to do some physical service for him, if we want to massage his feet, but he does not desire that and says, no, 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 then should we do that? Our internal obedience to him will be higher. In this way, we have to make progress from the gross to the subtle. Who is Guru? Where is he to be located? What is his ideal? What does he really want me to do? These things must not be dismissed from our ears. We must not give only formal adherence. We want the spiritual way. The spiritual man is going to the spiritual world to have a spiritual realization. It is all a spiritual transaction. And all conceptions of mundane, whether physical, mental, or intellectual, should be eliminated in our journey if we want to go to the inner world of substance. Well, it's quite the chapter.
And also, you see sometimes, like, we that concept that we can deceive ourselves, because we're so much concerned with the form of things. We have some idea of what is guru, what should guru be like, and that can also get in the way of our surrender.
Yeah.
Because we have a conception that we don't even realize, and then that is a gigantic obstacle because we're not able to then just recognize truth when we see it. We're fixated on the form and going, has to be like this, or
Yeah. But again, that's where, sincerity, we have to rely on our own sincerity. Like Guru Maharaj, I think earlier, was saying that there's not much we can do about this problem of being cheated, of false gurus, because we can't actually recognize, because that's the point, right? We're in the dark and we're moving towards divinity. Then how do we know? But it's our sincerity which is the thing which will be the... Sincerity trumps everything, basically. So we want to try to be sincere in our approach.
But I think, at some point, the heart also has to allow itself to be softened by grace that's coming. It's like we were talking the other day, similar to that story, someone's drowning in the river.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, and people are
Get on the boat,
going,
yeah.
No, my Lord will save me. He will come. He won't let me drown. And then someone else comes and throws a life ring. No, my Lord's coming. And then finally he drowns and then meets the Lord and says, why didn't you come? He's like, I came with the boat, came with the ring, I came with this and that. I don't know what you want.
Yeah. Yeah. Have to be flexible at all times. Okay, maybe Shreyash is going to be our Hari Haraya singer. He's been quiet this morning. Oh, come on. Shri Rupanuga Guru Vaga Ki Jai Nama Charja Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Shri Chaitanya Saraswata Charja Ki Jai Anant Kori Vaishnava Bindu Ki Jai Tulasi Mahani ki jai.
Jai.
Sri Chaitanya SCSMath London ki jai.
Jai.
All the assembled devotees ki jai.
Jai.
All the world devotees ki jai.
Jai.
As Dave Namprue says, all the devotees on YouTube and Instagram and anyone else ki jai.
Jai.
Jai. Shri Guru Gauranga. Shri Guru Gauranga Sundar Radha Kiri Hariju ki jai.
Jai.
Again, they've just appeared before us. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai.
Jai.
Namaste.
Hari Bol. Jai.